Hi guys, good morning all of you. Hope all of you can hear me. Can anyone guys, can you please confirm is I'm audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Oh, yeah. Is my voice is clear or any disturbance or anything, something like that?
No, no, sir,
No,
nothing.
it's clear. Okay, right guys. So guys, once again, have good morning all of you. So this is Vamsi here. So I was the trainer for the data science related technologies. So just before starting the session, today is my first session, guys. The first demo session, the first interaction with you. Okay, it's not my first demo session for the other. It is the first interaction with you. So just I want to introduce myself and let me tell you about my experience and all these things. Just a quickly 2 minutes, guys. I don't want to take more time about me. So just just a one slide presentation. Just I don't want to do anything. Just everything. I just want to put it in a presentation, right? So this is just a quick summary about my experience, guys. So almost all I was having around 20 years of experience, almost all. So with a multiple skill sets, it's not only just like one skill set. So a multiple skill sets are there. But my main specialization is on data, guys. My main complete specialization is on the data. From the last 20 years, I am working with the data itself. Every day, I used to work with the data. So I started my career in 2003, which was almost all I started with the database management. At that time, database is having a very good opportunities, a very good implementations. Even now also we have it. So like I started my career with data management. After that, I moved to data administration. And after that, I was moved into the business intelligence and big data systems. And now from the last 6 years, I was into the data science related technologies, guys. So on data science, I have around 6 years of experience, guys. Almost all. 2017, I started. It is almost all more than 6 years. So I started in March 2000, April 2017. Now it is almost all September is almost all more than 6.5 years of time. So this is about my experience and my if you can see my certifications, I have done one certification program from Triple IT Hyderabad. So where I have been expertised on various skill sets in the data science. And even now, as of now, I was a freelancing trainer. So I for multiple corporates and multiple training academies like Durga Soft is a training academy. Apart from that, one corporate level, it's a training academy is XLR. You can just verify XLR is it's in corporate level, which was located in multiple locations like Chennai, Bangalore. We have Noida, and not Noida, it's Mumbai, and here in Hyderabad. So this I was collaborated with XLR as a consultant trainer, and this is going to be my experience and currently what is my job role, guys. So that's it. This is about myself, the very vast experience with the multiple technologies, guys. So this is all about myself. Okay. Yep. Yep. So once again, so maybe guys, some of you may have joined for my free workshop, which I recently conducted on the Sunday, just 2 days back or 3 days back. I think 17th. On 17th, we conducted a free workshop we have conducted, guys. It's not going to be big discussions. We didn't done it. So it is a free workshop. Just our agenda is just to make you understand like what is data science and all these things. Just to give an idea about that. But anyhow, this is my first introduction class to your batch. Okay, it's my first interaction. So just let me tell you like my sessions are going to be there, guys. So my sessions are it is an instructor-led trainings. Generally, we call it as corporate level, we call it as ILT sessions, we call it as. It's simple instructor-led training, guys. It's a live training classes only. So it's not like recordings, like we don't share the recordings directly to you. And everything is going to be the instructor-led training, live sessions only. Coding is also going to be live coding only, guys. You can find some trainings like what they will do is instructor is going to give the lecture. He is going to run some PPTs. He is going to share some PPTs to you. And after that, he is going to directly share you the source code directly to you. They will write some code previously. They make it ready and directly they will share you the code. You have to learn from the code. You have to learn from that particular code, because somewhere if you have been got stuck up there, so we don't know how to continue that. But my classes are not like that. Every class to class, it will be live coding classes only, instructor led live coding classes. Okay, so that is the one of the advantage which you can find in my class, guys. Try it. Try check it out with other training, whatever the academies or training, whatever the training academies are there. What they will do is they will directly share you the code. They'll explain the concept, they'll directly share you the code, or they will open some code. I'll explain this line is for this one, this line is for this one. My session is not like that. It is an instructor led classes, guys. Okay, fine. So this is all about the classes. I'm going to giving some idea about that. So coming to these demo classes, and even I'm going to use this, see, it is, if you can see that I'm using completely technology wise also, I will be very always in advanced. So I will be using a whiteboard. So it is like, it gives an impression like it is an offline class. Why you are connecting through online is, you know, the reason. Once the pandemic has been started, we started connecting through the online due to the pandemic. But even the pandemic has completed also, but still we are continuing with this online sessions only. The reason is we are able to connect, we are able to save our time. A lot of time is getting saving instead of traveling to the offline classroom training. And again, so here it is very easy. So that is the reason most of the people. And now also, you know that all your participants are joining not only from India, it is from multiple countries also, mostly from US, UK, Netherlands, multiple people from multiple locations, guys. So that is the reason why we are still continuing with these offline classes, online classes, not with offline, sorry. So, but giving an impression like it is an classroom training, I will be using a whiteboard. It's a kind of a whiteboard where I'm going to write with a digital pen. Everything is going to be like and looks like a board. I don't type anything except coding. Coding wise, I'm going to write it. I'm going to type it from the keyboard, or else everything is going to be with my free hand, which is going to be a digital pen is there. So I'm going to be using this one, guys. Okay, fine. So first, let me start with my discussion, guys. Like, for example, let me tell you about our this one. Today is Wednesday, right? Today is Wednesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So 3 days. So I'm going to take approx 3 to 4 demos. I don't say three. It is going to be 3 demo sessions I'm going to take in, guys, because this week we are having 3 days. Generally on first week, we don't have any Saturdays class. So this Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, I'm going to take a 3 demo classes I'm going to take in, guys, where just I want to clarify all your questions. Okay. So all of you will have a different questions from your side. So I want to clarify those particular questions. Apart from that, also my agenda, like what we are providing from our training, what we are expecting from you. Okay, apart from that, not only that, technology also we have to discuss. Technical discussions also has to happen. Like what is data science, what is AI, what is deep learning, what is NLP, what is deep learnings, what is machine learning. So obviously all of you have a different questions regarding that. So I want to clarify all that questions, like technically as well as even the non-technical questions. Like we may have a different questions. So apart from that, I just these are my demo classes. I'll take it once. If you are satisfied with these 3 demo sessions, then already if you are satisfied with my sessions, you can go for a registration by paying the whatever the specified fees amount is there. And after that, we'll get some access through the drives and all these things. I'll tell you all those particular extra procedures. So that is about our plan, guys. Yeah. So just before starting the session, like anybody having any just a basic questions, like I just want to clarify some basic questions if you have, so that I can just go ahead, guys. Anyone, guys, any questions from your side?
Uh, Hi,
Yes.
Santosh, this
Yeah.
side.
Yes, Santosh. Yeah. Hi. Good morning.
So, good morning. So, what is the duration of this course?
It will take some approximately more than 5 months.
More than five
More
months.
than four
Okay.
months.
And every day it's a 1 hour classes, right?
1 hour. It will take. Actually, it is 1 hour. but from the last 6 months we have been gone for 1 hour of training. But what is happening here is time is getting extended, duration is
Mhm.
getting extended, because being online classes, at least there will be at least a 5 minutes delay will be there technically, sometimes
Mhm.
at least. So it is happening like 55 minutes class only. So that's why we made it a little bit extended, but it will not be 2 hours, but 6:30 to, we are currently planning up to 7:45. That means almost all 1 hour 15 minutes, or hardly maximum up to 8 o'clock, hardly. So maybe 1.5 hour class will be there,
Okay.
right? Because it is
Okay.
getting delayed. 1 hour is not getting sufficient for this. So it is getting delayed. At least 1 hour 15 minutes is the minimum timing which we require it.
Mm. Okay.
Okay, right. Anyone, guys? Any others? If you have any questions? Okay. So let's go ahead, guys. Let's go ahead
Sir,
from it.
one
Yeah.
second, sir.
Yes, yeah, yeah,
Sir,
yeah.
this is Kumuda. I
Yeah,
wanted to
Komal.
know by the end of this class, how many years of experience can we put in our resume?
Yeah, yeah. So the thing is like, see, the first thing you have to, that's the reason I want to clarify is this data science training is going to be contains multiple skill sets. So don't think that means your expectation means generally just like a Java, I learned Java program. So I got a job in a software industry. I got something like which is going to be I learned some .NET. So it is related to software. But learning a data science is not a related only to the software industry, guys. Okay. So it's not only related to software industry. For example, let us say that, for example, some company like Spotify is there. So a Spotify is going to hire the data scientist. So why Spotify is going to hire the data scientist? So related to who has having some idea about the, which is going to be working with some kind of an audio files. Okay. So don't think that it is always related to the data science is only related to the software industry. Only software companies are going to hire. No, guys. Even there are going to be some like some kind of an construction companies may be there. They will hire the data scientist. There is maybe a mechanical production companies are there are going to be hires the data scientist. Even not only that, for example, as I said that no, it's maybe a musician is there, he may hire a data scientist. So the reason here is we are having a multiple skill sets are there. So depending on your expertise, so how many years of experience means it depends. So what skill set you are going to be expertise you are showing. Okay, how much level of knowledge we have been gained during that particular training. It depends on all that particular skills. Okay, let me simple to clarify that, because this data science itself is it's not that much old now. I don't say that it is a latest one, but the thing is a lot of new inventions and a new things has been came into that. Every day new inventions are coming. So I can say that data science is like an currently it is not an upcoming, it is already in the boom. But only the thing is always a new concepts will come, a new algorithms are going to be gets coming. So always it depends on that also. But if we just conclude the concept, depends on that, because hardly the data science itself has came from almost as I'm saying that no, almost all 6 years, almost all 6 7 years I can say that. But it has been became it came into more into the limelight only after 2018 2019 it came. So you cannot put 6 7 years of experience on this particular data science. It is a little bit hard. So hardly I recommend is 3 to 4 years is the best. Even if you're putting an experience, even if you're already having a prior expertise. For example, you say that I'm having an experience on Java for 12 years of experience. So what you can do is you can put 9 years of experience on Java, and 3 years you can just show some experience on the data science. Like that, 3 to 4 years is the maximum which I recommend. Even your expertise also we cannot show more than that, because it has been become popular almost all from last 3 4 years only it has been become popular. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you.
right. Thank you, guys. Right. Right, guys. So fine, all of you.
So,
Mm.
yeah,
Yes.
one more question I
Yes,
have.
yes, yes, Santosh. Yeah.
So you are a corporate trainer and coach only, or you work for any organization as
Previously,
well?
previously, I was mostly into the trainings only. Trainings means mostly what we are going to be doing here is being I have having a higher experience, 20 years of experience. Generally, what I will
Mhm.
do is I works generally for capability development. We call ourselves as a capability development teams. So in our capability development teams, what is our main roles are going to be like? So in our industry, so like I worked for a company called as an Optum in a capability development team. So my role is to basically, as I was a technically, I was having some higher knowledge. Generally, what happens here is, that in while we are working with our industry, so we have to what are the technologies that are coming, upgrading our employees with this particular latest new technologies, like data science has came. So we want to find out like what is our capability development team responsibility is. So to improve the capability of our employees. So what are the new technologies that are coming? What are the new changes that has been came? So we have to find out them and we have to work out on them. How much level they have to be applicable in our project. So we have to work with the project managers. So according to that, we'll plan. So this is our training. So our team requires so-and-so training. So on based on what technology is required. So finding some new things that has been finded out. So that is my main particular role. It is mainly.
Okay.
Okay. Fine. So I'll work for corporates. Mostly my role is going to be not only for training, it's going to be like schedule that's planning that particular they give. So we have got a data engineering project. So according to that, we have to plan. So like what technologies they require. So according to the project requirement, what it is going to be. Before 2017, I worked. After 2017, I became a freelancer. Related, I
Okay.
came outside and I'm working on this data science related technologies. Right.
And
Yeah.
which particular domain you are expert in? I just want to understand like
Yeah.
that,
Yeah. Sure.
whether you are in healthcare or
No,
telecommunication or retail.
no, it's in
So,
banking. It's in banking. So because we have been
okay.
working for a long time, for a
Mhm.
bank called as an Stanbic, which is a standard bank.
Mhm.
In countries we call it as Standard Chartered Bank. So in African, so most of our clients are from African. We used to work for a bank called as an Stanbic, which is in as part of the African countries, it was a Stanbic basically.
Mhm.
So I worked for
Okay.
that particular company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
My
Thank you.
client is Stanbic. I used to work for a TechM. So the client is a Stanbic.
Hmm. Okay.
Big data.
Actually,
While we have worked on big data systems, I have been got worked.
the reason being I'm asking this
Mm,
question is because my there are so many my friend who is working into this field, and
mm,
nowadays
mm,
data science or AI ML is
mm,
not that it was earlier in 2015 or 16.
mm,
Now
mm.
there are many inbuilt model they are getting it
Obviously,
from the
obviously,
free source. Now
obviously,
that we
obviously,
have to adopt it. So,
obviously. Even I
mhm,
also recommend the same thing. See, whatever you are learning, this particular 6 months training you are going to be doing, whatever 6 months you are doing. So these are all going to be, it's like and what I say, that these are all the foundations. See, the what is the problem in the applications is, see, I can just show you a simple example I'll show you. Nowadays, all applications are coming into, for example, talk about Power BI. So Power BI is an data visualization tool. I worked from last 10 years back. I worked with the reporting services, but completely it was changed now. Completely it was changed. I know the effort, how much effort we used to put on that. But only problem here is the person who is working on Power BI. In the case, if anything, something it does not works. Generally, what happens here is somewhere he is going to be stuck up there. He do not know how to handle that because everything is automatically done by the Power BI.
yes,
Okay, so because if you work on manual, automation is going to becomes very easy. So you know the concept, you know the implementation. So all this 6 works time, not 6 works, not all the 6 months of time. So I'll tell you about something called as an EDA part. Some basic
mhm,
EDA, we are going to do that. This I'll teach you for 15 days, approximately 15 to 20 days. But all this EDA part you can do by using an automated tool within just let us say not even less than 1 hour, you can do that applications. You
okay,
can implement it. But the thing is, all operations cannot be done automated, isn't it?
okay,
So in EDA, it
yes,
will do that. Okay, it will tell you something called as an, just I'm telling about EDA part, there is going to be something called as an quantile will come. First of all, what is this quantile? First of all, you should know that one, no, right? Without knowing that
Yeah.
what is quantile, so you have to understand that. So you will also understand that, yes, absolutely. We don't say that. That's the reason is, as I'm saying is, maybe you are thinking that only specific industries are going to be, and you are concentrating only on a specific domain. It is large. Almost all
Mhm.
every domain requires the data scientist.
Okay.
I'll tell you. So we'll work with images, we'll work with audio files, we'll work with the text data for language model developments. So we have a multiple domains are there. Even there are so many lot of data science requirements in the audio industry. It is. So why audio industry
Mhm.
requires means, yes, absolutely they require some. There is some requirement is there, some processing of audio files. All these are going to be the one of the requirement what they have to do that.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Okay, so that's it, guys. Let me take almost all. It's going to be an half an hour time. So let's start from the technical discussion, guys. So all of you will have a little bit doubts, like what is data science, or different people are talking about. Some people talks about AI, some people talks about data science, some are talking. Even if you see the my course name also, it's a full stack data science and AI. So the course name itself is, they are saying that a full stack data science and AI they are talking about. Is data science is different? Is AI different? Okay, so what is machine learning? What is deep learning? All these are some kind of an interrelated technologies what we can talk about that. Okay, so anyhow, as I told, 3 days I'm going to take, 3-4 days I'm going to give you the demos. First, let us start with one of the basic understanding about the what is data science. We'll talk about, guys. We'll talk about what is data science first of all. After that, slowly I will make you to adopt to what is AI and all these things. We'll slowly discuss about that. I'll connect the things one by one, one by one. So what is data science, guys? So I don't want to use any technical definitions initially, but I'll let you know about the concepts. Simple. Let me tell you some simple case study, guys. A simple case study so that everyone can understand it. So a simple case study we do it, guys. The case study is nothing but so like whenever we talk about the customers applies the loans. So in a talking about a banking, I'll talk about the loans department. We'll talk about them, guys. So how the banks are going to provide the loans. So customer is coming, he will apply the loan. So for some customers, the loan approval is going to be, it is approved, it is yes, and for some customers, it is going to be approval is going to be no. So generally, what we do is, we generally, because we are not into the domain. I think somebody is saying that Realme, his name is. Please put your names properly, guys. Yeah, I think my voice is from my side. I don't have any problem. All of you guys, can anyone please confirm that is there any breaking of my voice?
No, sir, there
No,
is no
no
breaking of
breaking.
voice.
Okay, fine. Yeah, somebody is saying about that. So just give me a second. So I don't know what is his name. Yeah, just a minute, guys. So I'm just giving somebody. His name is Realme, showing the name of the mobile maybe. So you can join. Please join again. Okay. Only for the person who is not able to hear it properly. Please join it once. Please join once again. Okay. So generally, we generally, because we are not domain experts there, we are not domain experts there. So what generally we'll do is, we generally people says that, okay, based on some CIBIL score is only one factor only, guys. And how the CIBIL score is going to be calculated, it depends on your past, how many loans you have taken, how the repayment was there, how much is your expenditure. Okay, it also considers your age of the customer also will have the including in the CIBIL scores. So something like that, there will be some will think that they will verify our salaries, they will verify our CIBIL score, and they give the loans. But how the loans are going to be approved? So this is one of the biggest the headaches to the banks, guys. Every bank is facing these problems. Not only the Indian banks, even in US, even where the government laws are all very strict laws are implemented also, still there is going to be banks are going to be having some defaulters. Defaulters are nothing but who to whom the banks has given the loans, and after that they stopped paying their EMIs. So that is one of the very biggest headache to the banking people. The banking domains are going to be having the one of the major biggest headache is this defaulters. So they are taking utmost care everything they are verifying, their salaries they are verifying, and everything they verified they given the loan. But for example, my civil score, for example, it may be almost all more than 750, 780, 790. So depending on that, when I go to the bank and ask for the loan, immediately they give the loan. But maybe I don't pay the EMIs promptly. The reasons may be some different reasons. For some people, financial status changes, loss of jobs, or loss in business, or something. Who is the earning person may be having some other health issues or anything happened. So it can be. So some people intentionally they don't pay the EMIs, but for some customers, maybe due to some their change in their financial status, so they may not pay the EMIs promptly. So that is one of the biggest headache. So how to minimize them? So no bank says that we want zero defaulters, because I want to minimize them, because every bank is having a defaulters. But how to minimize them? That is the main concern about this particular what they are talking about the this banking domains. So over the time period, guys, over the time period, what they did is from the last 20 years, the banks was operating. Let us say that my bank is operating from the last 20 years. So in that last 20 years, they may have given the loans to some millions of customers. So they know their status. They know the status. So from the last 20 years, for these many people, we have given the loans. These are the customers who has repaid the loans promptly. These are the customers who has not prepaid their particular loans promptly. So we have there all our personal data, guys. We have the personal data like what is the age of the person, how much salary they are earning, okay, how much whether he was taking. There is a lot of information will be there. So what they started, these business people, what they started here is instead of looking further, that means instead of analyzing the new customer data, so how much salary he is getting, previously what they used to do, how much salary this customer is coming, whether he was married or not, whether he was staying in a rented house or not, or whether he was staying in a having any two-wheeler or four-wheeler, existing loans are there. So all this they used to take the input, they used to analyze it, and they used to give the loans. But now what happened here is over the time period they got some experience. Obviously, data science is nothing but it is over the experience. Okay, from the last 20 years, we have been given the loans to some millions of customers. So from these 20 years customers, what we have learned? From these 20 years customers, what we have been learned? What we can analyze them? If you analyze these particular thousands of or millions of customers, you may find some kind of a relationships. So normal, whenever we talk about some kind of a business intelligence, before the data science, we used to do some kind of a business intelligence. Business intelligence only tells you what has been happened. What has been happened only it is going to tells you. Like how much, in which month we have the highest sales, in which month it is going to be having the lowest sales. But here, once the data science came into the picture, they are trying to understand how, that means how this sales has been, if the sale has been increased. So we know that as a domain experts, this says that the sales are going to be depending on so and so factor. But practically when it comes here, some patterns, some dependencies cannot be easily detected by the humans. As a normal business analyst or normal data analyst, what is data analyst is going to do? If you give some data, he will analyze it and is going to give the data. But here, the main concept here is, for example, if the sales, like for example, so whether the person is a defaulter or non-defaulter. So it is going to be depending on some kind of a factor. So generally, this defaulter is nothing but what we call it as a dependent variable. So it is nothing but dependent variable. So on what basis? Our target is this one only, guys. Our target is this one. We want to identify there is a dependent variable. Our problem is nothing but whether he was a defaulter or not, we want to identify. So we want to find out this defaulter is going to be depending on some what factors it is going to be depends on that. Generally, the data will tell you, guys. The data is going to tell you. Unless and until you don't go to the data, we cannot identify. So what generally we people think that maybe Defaulter, whether he is a defaulter or non-defaulter, may be depending on his salary. Okay. Or what is going to be some other factors. What is his salary? What is his age, etc., etc. Maybe we don't know. We cannot identify them, guys. Unless and until we don't do the analysis, we cannot understand it. Once if you do the analysis, maybe what is the personal status, whether the person is single, whether the person is married, maybe having a dependency with the defaulters. That may also decide, guys. We can't expect that. So the main idea of this particular data science, our main idea about this data science is, guys, to find out how these particular dependent variables are going to be varying with respect to the independent variables. So I'll tell you later, just don't worry about all these things. So once again, simple data science is nothing but you are trying to find out how the relation between the dependent variable and the independent variables. In some cases, we will find these independent variables by some statistical analysis. How to find out them? There are some statistical analyses are there, guys. So normally, whenever we talk about statistics means, generally, with our basic general knowledge of statistics means, we know that what are the basic statistical numbers there are. Mean, we call it as medians, isn't it? Mean, medians, we have something called as an mode, we have something called as an standard deviation. Maybe if we have been heard about something like, we can say that, like something like I can say, like we can say something, okay, mean, median, mode, standard deviations. Okay, these are going to be variance. Variance and standard deviation are going to be same only, yes. The square root of variance is standard deviation. So generally, with our basic knowledge of statistics, these are going to be some of the, what we can say, some statistical numbers. So our target is, in data science, our target is nothing but we'll be having some dependent variable. We have to find out on what factors, that's the reason we call it as dependent variable, on what factors this particular variable is depending. So what are the independent variables, or what we are going to call it as, what are the features? So complete terminologies will change us, guys. On what features this dependent variable is going to be dependent on that. So with the help of some kind of an statistical numbers, we are going to do, guys. There are some statistical numbers are there. So just an example, if I take some small example, if I take it, for example, how much dependency we have. So there are some going to be some statistical numbers, like something what we are going to call it as correlation. We are going to call it as a correlation between two variables, or something like we are going to call it as chi-square. These are all, you generally don't hear about this. So what is going to be chi-square? So what is the chi-square value? That will tell you how the relationship is going to be between them. So using some statistical numbers, try to understand, guys. We are not writing, don't concentrate on the programming part. Our data science is nothing but whenever a data set was given to us, whatever the data set that has been given to us, our main requirement is to find out how this dependent variable is varying with respect to the independent variables. Our task is not only to identify the independent variables, guys. Our task is not only to identify the independent variable, how it is varying also we have to say. For example, there is personal status is there, single males. Okay, let us say some kind of an females. We are having something like an married male is there. Divorced males are there. Like we are having a different types of personal status. Yes, let us say that using these statistical numbers, some statistical numbers, I will find out this defaulter is having a dependency with the personal status. Okay, that is fine. But how it is varying, that is what we have to find it off. So how the relationship is there, not only finding that there is some relation, what is that relation also we have to find it off. Like some just simple example, I'm saying that if the customers are going to be single males and which is going to be married males, 80% chances that they may become a defaulter. And whenever there are females and which is going to be some other, we are having a diverse males, they are having a higher chances of becoming a non-defaulters. So it will tell you some kind of a patterns. It will detect the complete patterns, the complete dependencies, it is going to identify that. So that is what basically our main target of data science. Our main target of data science is, guys, to find out how that particular dependent variable, whatever the dependent variable, is varying with respect to the independent variable. That is just to understand the concept. But technically, if you see the definition, if you go and check in the online, what is data science means, you will get a different definition, guys. So I'll tell you the definition. I'll tell you, finally, the data science also tells the same thing. If you see the definition of data science is, data science is nothing but also called as a data-driven science. It is also called as a data-driven science. Also called as a data-driven science. Why we call it as a data-driven science? Because it is completely going to be works. It is completely driven only based on the data. It's completely works based on the data. No data. If you don't have a data, we don't have a data science. So it is also called as a data-driven science. We call it as a multidisciplinary field, guys. It is called as a multidisciplinary field. Data science is also called as a data-driven science, which is a multidisciplinary field, or some people call it as, which is going to be, it's a multidisciplinary field, they call it as, guys. But what is that particular multidisciplinary? I'm saying that multidisciplinary field. What are these multidisciplinary fields? Multiple fields we are going to be having. As I told you, we are going to learn some different type of mathematical and statistical techniques. We are going to learn a different type of statistical and which is going to be mathematical based techniques. Not only techniques, we are going to be learning some different types of methodologies. The different types of methodologies. So how to find out whether this variable and this variable having a relationship. There are some statistical numbers will be there. But sometimes statistical numbers cannot be directly, we cannot apply. Then what are the methodologies we are going to be having? There are some methodologies will be there. And we have to do some different types of processings we have to do. And we have to do some kind of different types of algorithms we have to use. And we have to use a different type of systems we have to use. All these are going to be comes under the data science. So what techniques we learn, what methodologies we'll implement, what type of processings we are going to use, what are the different algorithms we have to learn, what are the different systems we have to use. Finally, all these are going to be basically used to get some insights from your data, guys. It is going to be insights from the data. What is meaning of insights, guys? Getting to know about, getting some knowledge from the data is what we call it as the insights. Just now I told you, what is this insights finally? These insights are nothing but, yes, this is your dependent variable. What is meaning of insights means it will tell you like this, guys. So this is your dependent variable. Dependent variable I'll specify. On what variables it depends. So what are your independent variables? Itself will going to tell you. Independent variables. We have to find out what are your independent variables and what are your dependent variables, and how to, we want to know how this dependent variable is varying with respect to the independent variables. If you want, I can tell you in an easy way, in a mathematical representation. Your dependent variable is represented as a y. Your independent variables are generally represented as x. Generally, that is a notation we'll use, guys. You know the mathematics now. Y equal to f of x. So our target is to find this f of x, guys. So what is this? You generally know that. What is meaning of y equal to f of x? Y is a function of x. What is meaning of y is a function of x, guys? Y is a function of x is nothing but, we say that the y is depending on the x. If x changes, y changes. But how it is changing, that is going to be explained by your f of x. So our target is to find this f of x, guys. Our target is to our data science, whatever you talk about, data science, machine learning, AI, whatever you talk about that, our target is only one. We have to find out what is that f of x with respect to that particular y. That is our main target application, guys. Okay. So that is what exactly we are going to be doing this. So to find out this only, we are going to use all these different types of techniques, methodologies, processings, algorithms. Main important is these algorithms, guys. Main important is these algorithms. Algorithms are going to be plays a very important role. So why then? What is the difficulty? What is the difficulty here now? The main difficulty here is we don't know. Data is going to be having a very higher dimensions data, guys. Nowadays, data is not small. The data has become very higher dimensions. So as a human, as a manually, if we are trying to do that, we are taking a lot of effort on that, as well as we are taking a lot of time also. Lot of time it is taking, whether you observed or not. Currently, in the recent years, almost all the research analysis is taking just 3 to 4 years of time. With 3 to 4 years data, they are doing some analysis. Previously, the analysis means some research work has to be done means previously they used to take somewhere around 20 to 25 years of time. So just a 5 years before, guys, research means they used to take 20 to 25 years of data. They used to collect all the data and then they used to analyze. But now they are doing with a 3 4 years data, they are doing it, guys. Just with a 3 4 years data, they're able to do that. So one of the success story we can say about is like, as we know that the pandemic has came, the COVID pandemic has came. So we have heard the news like it may take 2 years of time to develop a vaccination. Okay, but within 6 months of time, it has been got done. And really, it's the really, guys, why we are able to, so immediately they're finding the clinical data within a short period of clinical data only, they're able to get that particular, they was able to invent that particular, the vaccine immediately. So really what happened there? Why? Previously 25 years they used to say that, now within 6 months data only they're able to develop the vaccination. Because it is due to all this kind of what the data science and machine learning has helped them. Because machines are going to decide, guys. Here, you give the y, you give the x. You give the y, you give the x. Machines are going to study the f of x. That means machines are going to tell you how that particular x and y are related. Okay, so as I said that no. So if I just give, this is a defaulter. And for example, if I give you the personal status, it will tell you like how the defaulters are depending on the personal status. It will tell you itself is going to identify, guys. So that's why we are going to call it as an machine learning. We are going to call it as, I told you, no, we are going to use a different types of techniques. So one of the technique which I have to use it is machine learning. So in machine learning, what we are going to do, guys, we are going to feed the data to the machine. So what we are going to do is X, whatever that independent variables are there, Y, what are the dependent variables are there. These what we are going to do is we'll feed it to the machines. We are going to simple. This is X and Y. We are going to feed it to the machine. The machines are going to study the data and machines are going to tell you how the Y is varying with respect to the X. Machine is going to identify that. Machine is going to tells you this is the relation between the Y and X. Sometimes even machine also tells you that this X is not a proper X. It is not depending on that. Better to use some other different variable. Or if I give 10 variables, out of the 10 variables, which is most dependent, itself is going to help you. So it's completely not an automated process. And it is not a completely manual process, guys. Some of the work will be done by the system. Some of the work need to be done by the user. So what work the user has to do, what work the machine has to do. So that we'll discuss in our coming demo classes. We are going to discuss about that. Maybe in the next class, I'm going to explain the concept. Okay, so what you are going to learn here, guys, we are going to learn a different techniques. We are going to learn what techniques, some mathematical and some statistical techniques. We are going to be learning some different types of methodologies. Again, the different types of methodologies will be there, and some kind of a processings we are going to learn, different kinds of algorithms, different kinds of systems we are going to use. Finally, our target is only one, guys, getting some insights from the data. What is meaning of insight from the data means it won't tell you that, see, what is BI will tell you. What is the difference between BI and this one? I'll tell you, guys. In BI, our target is to nothing but find out the final analysis that is also related to analysis. But it won't tell you the dependencies, guys. It won't tell you the dependencies. For example, it may tell you month-wise what is going to be the sales. It only tells you only the month-wise it is going to tells you the sales. But coming to the data science system, why this sales has been increased, why this sales has been decreased, which factor is having a dependency, what is the reason for that? Okay, yes, so and so location, it has been decreased. Why? What is the reason for that also? If you have the data related to that, it is going to tells you that this is a pattern. So this is the factor which decided the sales. So these type of people are the main reason to increase the sales, or this type of people are the main reason for decreasing the sales. It will clearly tell you the how that particular sales has been got affected. Why it has been affected also, it is going to tell you, provided if we have the data with us. If we have the data with us, it will provide you guys. So the machine is going to take care about that. Machines are going to tell you. Machines will study the data. That's why we are going to call it as machine learning. Machine learning is one of the system which we are going to use, guys. One of the system we are going to be using machine learning. So machine learning is one system which we are going to use to get some insights from that particular data, which is done automatically by the machine itself. That's why we are going to call it as a machine learning, what we are going to call it as, guys. We have some different also, machine learning, deep learning, NLP, AI, all these things we are going to discuss one by one in our coming classes, guys. Okay. So as I said that it is not just learning a language and going away. We have to learn multiple techniques, multiple, which is going to be some kind of an techniques, methodologies, all these things we have to learn as part of our data science course. So to implement all these techniques, whatever I'm talking about, obviously we have to use a language. Some language we have to use. What language we are going to use? We are going to be using a language, a popular language called as in Python. Apart from that, sir, do you have any other languages apart from Python? Yes. Up to some extent, a little bit competitor to the Python is R language, but not that much powerful like a Python. Up to some extent, guys. R is also giving some a competition to the Python. Almost all, both we can do that. But after beyond some basics and beyond the some basic level, so R is not that much supportive. That's why most other people prefer to go for Python. Even myself also, when I started my data science, when I started with my data science, at that time R was very popular, guys. In 2017, 2016, R is the most popular language. But after that, people have started moving towards the Python. They have been moving, guys. Started moving towards the Python. Yeah. Just give me a second, guys. Just give me a second, guys. I'll be back. Yeah, guys. Let's continue. So, yeah. So what we are discussing here is, guys, machines are going to help you here now. Up to some extent, machines will help you. So don't think that complete work is going to be done by the machine itself. So for that, we have to use some language, guys. The language is going to be Python and R. So mostly, as I told you, initially when in 2017 we started, um, whatever the machine learning we are talking about, guys, machine learning, deep learning, AI, these are all some kind of a new, which is the recent inventions only, guys. Not invention, but it is going to be like recent success stories has been came. So I'll tell you what is the reason also why it has been. It was started in 1959 itself, guys, but it was successful only after 2016 only they have been became successful. So I'll tell you what is the reason also. It is going to be one is a computing power of your systems, and main important is these algorithms are able to develop, guys. So that is the one of the reason why this particular recently it has been become popular. Okay, so Python and R, initially we used to work with R, but after the new inventions and new whatever the contribution has been done to the Python community, Python has become very popular, guys. So the Python has become popular, so we are going to learn a Python language. So immediately when I said language, we have to learn Python language, some people will have some doubt saying that, sir, we are not from any IT background, we don't have any programmatical skills. Like, can I learn the Python? Yes, Python is a simple language to learn, guys. Even nowadays, almost all everyone is aware about the Python language. At least some basic knowledge they have gained. Even if you're an IT professional or a non-IT professionals, so they started learning the Python because they found that Python is a simple language to learn. better to say that some people says that it is a language. Better to say that it is not a programming language. It's a scripting language, guys. We don't have that much effort like writing C programming, C++, Java. That much effort will not be there. Very simple and very easily we can develop it. Very simple and very easy, guys. Only thing is Python is all about calling the functions. Somebody has already written the functions. We just has to call the functions, guys. We don't require to write any complex work or a complex code. You need not to write it. Just don't worry. It's only just to show you like how simple Python was. Just I want to show you. Don't worry about the Python. What is the code I'm writing here, guys? Don't worry about that. Okay. First, we have to import some libraries, guys. Just nothing is there. We have to import some libraries. Okay. So don't worry about simple 1-2 lines of code only, guys. We don't write that much lines of code. So just I'll show you. Just I'm writing one library have been imported, guys. The library name is matplotlib.pyplot. I imported with a name called as an PLT. Don't worry. Just an example, guys. Just don't worry about that. So just I'm writing a small example, guys. I'm not writing any much applications. Let us say this, just an example. Like Jan, Feb, March, April, May. Let us say April and May and June. For example, just in a second. It is going to be June. Done. Okay. What is going to be, see, everything is going to be there only. Every documentation is also coming, guys. I'm using the same thing. What is x equal to? What is height equal to? I'm not by hearting anything. There only once if I open the parenthesis, immediately I got it. I'm calling a function, guys. Let us say that height is nothing but the sales, like how much sales we have done in the month of Jan. Just an example. Let us say that a company is how many laptops they have been sold in the last month. Let us say that in month of January it is 250. In the month of February it is 400. In month of March it is going to be 180, for example. In the month of April it is only 150. In the month of May it is, let us say, 350. Just an example, guys. And in the month of June it is going to be, let us say, somewhere around 400. That's it, guys. Everything I'm going to looking at that particular code and I'm going to be writing these applications. So normally, do you anytime have you thought about this? Have you thought about developing a small report just by writing 3 lines, not 3 lines of code. It is only 1 line code, guys, because the first line is going to be, this is common thing. This is only to just show the, which is going to be the plot. This is the only line of code what we have to write, guys. This is your plot. See, guys, how simple it was there. How simple. Generally, I never seen in any language this much easy. We cannot develop it, guys. So I just want to change your colors. Somebody want to change the color. I don't want blue color. I want to get a color of, which is going to be some green color I want to require. So color is equal to, let us say that I'm saying green color or some other color, whatever it may be. So I'm saying which is going to be color is equal to nothing but green. Color is equal to green. See, I changed the color to which is going to be green. It's not yet completely developed. Just I've shown you, which is going to be only 1 line of code. So see, you have got each and every month how much sales it has been got done. So don't think that we have to write only programs to write some kind of an, it's not like a business applications, guys. So don't expect like Java. If you're already working on Java and .NET, mostly in Java and .NET, what we'll do, guys, we'll develop some kind of an end-to-end business applications. But these are not any business applications, guys. These are all business analysis. So in which month we have the highest sales, in which month we have the lowest sales, we can see with the data. But this is one of the skill, data visualizations. I can do it by using Python as well as R. But Python we mostly use as, guys, because more easy customization can be gets done. See, guys, this is 1 line of code I have written it. Same application I can do it by using a different tools also we can use it. So not only that, so many skills we can apply it here, guys. Okay. So that is the reason the Python has become a very popular language. So I don't have any. So some people says that, sir, we don't have any knowledge of Python. Don't worry. Whatever Python means, don't think that you need to be an expert in Python, guys. Just a few topics are there. Just if you know the topics, that is sufficient, guys. A few topics, a very few topics will be there. Hardly 4 or 5 topics are there, guys. Mainly what are functions, what are modules, how to import the modules. Okay, some few basic data structures like what is list, what is a dictionaries. Just if you know that 3-4 topics are there, guys. If you learn them, that is sufficient. So whatever the Python that is required, I'm going to teach you in this classroom, guys. In my classroom only, we are going to teach you for 2 weeks of time. First, I'll start with Python only, guys. First, I'm going to start with the Python for 2 weeks of time. The basic Python only. After completion of this class, you can't become a Python expert. Even I also not a Python expert, guys. I know some basics of Python, but I know how to implement the basic functionalities in Python for implementing of which is going to be data science. I know the expertise in data science. I know all the methodologies. I know all the different types of techniques. But to implement them, you have to require a Python basics concepts only we have to require. What is this? This is a function. So this is a function, guys. plt.bar is nothing but a function. It takes 2 arguments, x and height. X is nothing but what is on x-axis. What is the height of the bar? That is going to be the what we can call it as height. Simple techniques only, guys. We don't make any changes. Just you have to know the parameters. That is just calling a function only, guys. Just a minute. It is width. It is going to be, I said width here, guys. And just I'm going to be making it as an y. So it is going to be changes. Previously, we have gotten column bar. It's a column chart. Column means you know that vertical bar will come. Now I'm going to get a horizontal bar. I'm going to get in, guys. Same plot, but I'm going to get a horizontal plot. How I customize it? The function is going to be slightly different. Here I am calling the function called as a bar. Here the function called as a bar h. That's it. In the earlier case, we got vertical. Now we have got horizontal plots. That's it. The horizontal bars what we are going to be getting. So Python learning is nothing but not about learning of logics. Python means it is not about learning a logics, guys. It is only learning about the modules and calling the functions. For example, just an example I'm telling. If anybody asks me to find the factorial of a number, for example, guys, you know what is the factorial of a number? What is factorial of 5? 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So if you ask the same program to some C++ or C programmer or Java programmer, immediately start writing the code while I less than or equal to or t is greater than 0, t equal to t into something, okay, and something like t equal to t minus 1, something they will write the code, guys. But here I don't prefer to write the code at all. First, I'll think about, is anybody created a function for factorial? Yes, somebody created. Who is that? What is the library? Import it. Just we'll import the library, guys. We don't do anything. Import, there is a library called as math. I have to tell that there is a math library is there. Once if I explain that there is a math library is there, remaining you can just do the applications directly, guys. We don't prefer to write any codes. We don't prefer to write any logics. We don't prefer to write any functional code, guys. Everything is calling the function. See, generally in other languages, go to C, C++, Java, .NET, any language you go for. You ask how to find the factorial of a number. You check it out. Check it out, guys. How to write a factorial of a number in C language. You ask it. For example, let us ask the ChatGPT. You ask the ChatGPT, guys. Tell me like how to write a particular program, how to find the factorial of a number in C language. So see, just I'm writing it, guys. How to find the factorial of a number using C language. Any language you can say using C language. For example, if I ask this question, immediately it will write a program. Immediately it will write a program, guys. See, it is writing that much line of code it is writing. At least we can write this much code, you can write it. You ask it for Java, how much line of code we can write it. So you need not to write all that particular code. Same question you ask it in Python. So ask ChatGPT, how much code is going to be required? It is going to just write 1 line or 2 lines of code. We don't write any that much lengthy codes. We are not going to write it, guys. Okay. So leave it. It does not matter, whatever it may be. Same question I'll ask it. How to find the factorial of a number? Factorial of a number in Python. In Python, guys. So in Python also we can write the code. We can also write the code, guys. We can also write the code. So if you want, we can write that particular code and we can do that. But without writing the code, also we can do that. Okay. So what we are going to do that? Just I know that, see, if I ask the chat GPT, it is saying that this one only, this is a code. This is Python code, guys. It's a Python logic. Again, same like your C, C++, it is writing the code. But if you know that how to find the factorial, find the which is going to be a factorial of a number using which is going to be math module. Using math module, I'm asking to write the code, guys. Okay. So it is writing some kind of a math module. You can see this in this code. We import the math module and then we use the math.factorial. There is no logic is there, guys. There is no logic is there. They've taken some input because they have written the logic saying that factorial cannot be founded for a negative number. If it is negative number, if it is positive number, math.factorial of number. But previous cases, they are writing the logics. Previous cases, it is writing the logics, guys. Okay, here also the same thing. But in C language, there is a logic is there. If number is less than 0, if it is more than 0, we have to write some coding like this. But in our case, we don't write the coding. See, they have written the logic. I equal to 1, I less than or equal to number, I plus plus, some logic need to be written. So Python is a very simple language to learn, guys. You don't require any much logical thinking, but these are all conceptual, guys. You have to understand the concept. We have to understand the concept. It's a little bit mathematical oriented, but it's not going to be that much complicated, guys. And one of the most of the people thinks is data science is all about learning about maths. Yes, absolutely, it is based on some mathematical. I clearly told you that mathematical and statistical numbers. But it is not that you have to understand, you have to derive some formulas, we have to do a lot of lengthy maths. Nothing is required. Just I'll teach you some basic mathematics. If you can understand them, that is sufficient, guys. Just an example I'm telling. There is something called as an min-max scaling. It's a technique which we are going to use, guys. Why do you use this technique? I'll tell you later. It's a min-max scaling what we are going to do, guys. What is min-max scaling? Min-max scaling is a mathematical technique, guys, to bring all the data into a scale. Any data you take it, any range of data you take it, it will come between 0 to 1. Whatever the distribution of data was there, it will come between 0 to 1, guys. Minimum always comes to 0 and maximum always comes to 1. You take any distribution, for example, take the students' marks, guys. Somebody has got marks of 20, 26, 40, 42, okay, something like 56, 60, something like 65, 70, 75, something we have got the data, guys, 78, 80, 85, 90, something 90, 92, 96. So this is the data, guys, which was distributed from 22, which is going to be 96. If I apply the min-max scaling, this will come to 0, this will come to 1. How it will come, guys? The formula will tell you x minus what is the minimum of x divided by it is max of x minus min of x. That means from every element, you have to subtract the minimum value divided by the difference between max and minimum. Minimum is 20, maximum is 96. So you know the formula. For example, 20. 20 minus 20 divided by 96 minus 20. Second number, 26 minus 20 divided by 96 minus 20. Like that. Finally, it is 96 minus 20 divided by 96 minus 20. So if you see, this will come to 1, this will come to 0. Remaining values will drop between 0 to 1. But why should I do that? What is the reason we have to do that? That I'll explain the concept. Got the point? So that is what. So we have to understand why we are doing this. But once if you know that this is what we are doing, automatically what we can do, guys, next time implementation is very easy. Don't think that you have to write this formula, guys. No need to write this formula. Python provided you a predefined function. Call the function. This min-max scaling is going to be gets done. Over. You need not to write any code for that, guys. Directly there is a function is there. Which library is there? What library is there? If you know that, that is sufficient to study this concept, guys. Okay. So this is just a small introduction part, guys, just to make you understand what is data science, what generally we are going to do. So don't expect like generally like C, C++ programs, we are going to write some applications. We are not going to develop any business applications, guys. It is all about data analytics, data analysis, getting some insight from the data, algorithms, learning about some algorithms. These are all going to be some technical concepts, guys. So today's discussion is only just about data science, guys. What is data science? As I told you, Data science is also called as a data-driven science, which is a multidisciplinary field where we are going to learn or where we are going to use multiple different types of techniques, methodologies, processings, systems, algorithms we are going to use. What is our target with this? We want to get some insights from the data. What is meaning of insights? Insights means nothing but understanding your data. What you are trying to understand, what you are trying to study there, the relationship between the dependent variable and the independent variable. Who is the dependent variable? We want to study some variable. Who is a defaulter? On what basis it is going to be varying? On what basis it is varying? We want to understand the relationship between that particular dependent and independent variable. So in this case, whose help we are going to take? Some help of some systems we are going to take, like machine learning. What is machine learning will do? If we give the data, the machine itself is going to identify, tells you the relation between the y and the x. How this variable is varying with respect to the x. All these are technical aspects, guys. Don't worry. All this once again, we'll repeat it one more time more and more clearly once I start with my main classes of machine learning. Main classes of data science will take some time, guys. Almost all, as I told you, 15 days will work with Python. After that, there are some prerequisites are there, guys. What are the prerequisites? Like we have some NumPy, we have some pandas, data visualizations, some skills are required, guys. Then we'll go to machine learning, then deep learning, then NLP. All these are going to be some of the course curriculum, guys. Okay. So anyhow, Mike, every day you will be having a class from 6:30 a.m. guys. So as I told you already, 6:30 a.m. to, so fix it up to 8 a.m. guys. So a little bit, 7:55, I'll end up the session, 7:50, 7:55. Generally, I'll end up the session, guys. Okay. And this course will be almost all for 5 months of time, guys. You can say more than 5 months only it is going to take it. Okay. And coming to our what generally we provide, guys. Already I told you it is an instructor-led classes, live coding only we are going to do that. Mainly what are our whatever we are going to provide you is, guys, mainly it is going to be the daily recorded videos, guys. The daily every day-to-day recording videos will be there. So being it is morning 6:30 class, right? Almost all by 10 a.m. your video will be uploaded to the drive. So you'll get the access to the drive. Once if you register for the course, you will be getting the recorded videos, guys. Once you get registered, then you'll start getting the recording videos. The second thing is going to be what is your daily, which is going to be class notes. So whatever I'm writing here, guys, whatever I'm writing here, this I will save it like a PDF file. So we'll get the PDF file. Plus, if I write any coding, so every day you will going to write the coding. Today we don't written any coding, but coming 2 or 3 days, I'll start with the coding, guys. So coding files will be there in a format of .ipynb files. What are those? I'll tell you. It is .ipynb files we are going to get it. So these we are going to get it as a daily basis. We'll get, guys, every day the PDF file, whatever the class notes I have written it, plus along with that the coding example. Every day to day ipynb files will come. You can just download them. I'll tell you how to access them, and we can just work with them. You can refer and you can also do some coding and all these things we can do, guys. And apart from that, we are also providing you some kind of free videos also will be given to you, guys. What are these free videos? These free videos are related to, as I said, that I am going to teach you only the core Python, only basic Python concepts only I'll teach you. But if you want to learn, you are interested, I want to learn more and more in the Python, then what you can do, we are going to give you almost all 170 free videos, which was delivered by Durga sir. It's not my classes. It is taken by the Durga sir. So his lectures is going to be available for you at a free of cost. Normally this will cost you 4,000. They'll cost you separately 4,000. But for the participants who has been registered for the data science course, you are going to get it at a free of cost. Free videos for you guys. You can find out. You can find out there. You can get the free videos you are going to get. This is what we are going to provide you guys. Okay, this is whatever I'm talking about a daily basis, what we are going to be providing you. After that, as obviously everybody will ask you, like what are going to be FAQs and all these things. FAQs, interview based, yes, all those are technical aspects, guys. Generally, just I'm telling you, our training mainly includes this one. But what you have to provide, this is what we are providing, guys. What we are expecting, what you can expect from ourselves. But what we are expecting from the participant side also, guys. Main important is, guys, because I know some people are working, they don't have a time to practice. They don't have a time to work. But some other guys who are having a practice, they can do. Because working people, then we know that like why they're learning data science means maybe as part of their project requirement, or they want to have a job change, something. They can easily get the jobs. But for the freshers or like who do not have any prior expertise or anything, they will be having a little bit struggle. So mainly I recommend is, guys, every day, at least if we can spend timing, I told you already, at least 1.5 hour time, 1 hour 15 minutes time for classroom. You have to attend the class. At least after that 1 hour, it is going to be practice is required. Plus another 1 hour. Second is going to be another 1 hour for learning. Your own learning, guys. Practice means whatever I discussed in the class and whatever I have been explained in the class. But another extra 1 hour learning means it is going to be like a self-learning. A lot of resources are available. You have to do a research. You have to do a research. You have to do your own research, guys. So today I was at this, but I was an expert in the data science. I was expert in data science, guys. So how I became the expert means almost all I have spent 2 years of time completely dedicated to this data science learning procedure only. I just watched various blogs. I'll tell you there are so many blogs are there which we can refer them to understand and to learn our new concepts. New things comes, all the new things we can implement them, you can study them. You have to do some kind of a research, like a self-learning you have to do, guys. So almost all every day, 3.5 hours you have to spend it, guys. This is what the participants has to do. So simply if you just come to the class and just practice my classes, that is not sufficient. You have to also do some kind of a self-learning, just like research. Just like research you have to do, guys. So this is what you have to do from your side, guys. Then obviously you can become an expert. Once you become an expert, so I'll tell you, guys, what are the different ways we can get the job. Nowadays, I'll tell you the applications. It's not about your resume, guys. Nowadays, nobody is asking about a resume at all. Even nobody is asking about a resume at all. Tell me what is your LinkedIn profile. That's it. That is sufficient. Or tell me where is your Kaggle notebooks are there. Give me your link for your GitHub library or GitHub repositories. So they're asking about those things, guys. GitHub, Kaggle, okay, LinkedIn. No resume is required. You don't require any resume at all. Just show me your work. Yes, it is my Kaggle repository. This is my GitHub repository. So how to maintain that particular GitHub repositories? Okay, don't think that you are going to learn only these trainings only, guys. You are also going to get different trainings also. We are going to get it. Like I didn't provide it, but you will be also getting some introduction to Linux, because in real time mostly these particulars, what are the Python you are working, mostly there will be working on the Linux environments. So a little bit introduction to Linux and a little bit introduction to which is going to be GitHub, GitHubs. Okay, we'll see them little bit practically. You have to explore the things. They're not included in our course curriculum. We don't show them. But those are going to be some little bit introduction part, like what is Git and what is GitHub. In real applications, this is one question is sufficient, guys. If you are really working, you kept a fake experience. Let us imagine that you kept a fake experience. So now in the interview, the person want to know whether you are really an experience or non-experience. Simple, if we ask you what is Git, that is sufficient. No need to ask any technical questions. What is Git? How to use the Git? If you know that, that is sufficient. Why? Because in real applications, everyone has to use this Git and GitHub. Compulsory, guys. Must and should they have to use the Git and GitHubs. Okay. So that is sufficient. That's the reason. What are the things you have to? So learning the things is not sufficient, guys. To know about in and around what we have to work. A little bit Linux commands, a little bit about the Git and GitHubs. Okay, and even not only, guys, I'm also going to tell you some coding principles. Some coding principles also I'm going to tell you, guys. Coding principles, some security principles we are having, guys, because when you're working in industry, you have to know about the basic coding principles. You have to know about basic security principles we have to know. There are some terminologies are there, guys, which we generally use it. What is meaning of an asset? What is going to be an asset, guys? what is going to be threat. So these are all going to be comes under some kind of a security principles, because how generally I do that, because I'll go to corporate level trainings, no. So this says that first the candidates need to get this awareness first of all. What is this particular security principles? What are going to be your basic coding? What are the coding principles? So we'll teach you those particular topics also, guys. Just an idea, but we don't spend more time. One day, like that only. Not more than that. Hardly 2 days if you work with Linux. GitHub, one day I'll teach you guys. Coding principles, security principles, one day I'm going to teach you. So something like that, you will be having this awareness programs are also going to be conducted. That is going to be just to know about like industry level, what they will be using, what type of terminologies we have to use. Those things are going to be coming from my side. Okay. So anyhow, today is my first session, so I don't want to take more time. Almost all we have taken 1.5 hour time. So just another 10 minutes time is there, guys. So this 10 minutes, I'll just give you, I'll try to clarify your questions, because different people will have a different questions. I'll try to clarify that. Yes. Yes, guys, if somebody is asking about what is your minimum system requirement, this do not requires much configuration. Basically, it do not requires much configuration. Even if you have a basic system configuration, that is sufficient. Basic system configuration is sufficient. Specifically in this whenever you talk about the system configuration, I generally recommend saying that always prefer to use the basic requirements only, guys. Nowadays, that is not a big problem at all. So what system I'm using, I'll tell you. I'm using i3 system, guys. i3, it is 12th generation I'm using. i3 12th generation is the processor which I'm using, guys. RAM is just 16 GB. It came with 8 GB. I extended with another 8 GB, guys. So my system configuration is RAM 16 GB. Hard disk is going to be 512 SSD, guys. This is my configuration. I'm not using even i5 processor also. This is minimum requirement. Okay, 16 GB is not requirement, guys. 8 GB is sufficient. With a basic system only, it is going to be required. If you want to, for example, if you want to really go towards the deep learning, etc., guys, obviously there are going to be some requirement of GPU based machines are required, like gaming laptops. If you want to go to deep learning, more and more deep into the deep learning concepts, AI related applications, then you have to require the GPUs. But if you want to buy a machine with GPU, it will be costing you minimum 75 to 80,000. It will cost you, guys, minimum. I'm talking about minimum or more than, which is going to be 80K, it will cost you. Even that is also not required, guys. Instead of spending 80K for this particular processor, you are having some kind of an cloud-based are there, guys. You can use it at a free of cost up to some extent. Cloud-based are there, I'll tell you. There are cloud-based Google, we are having Google Colab is there. It will give you a free GPU of 1 GB, they will give you. If you want to use beyond that only, we have to use it. So system configuration is not a criteria to learn the data science. But in future, if you have any implementation is there, more and more you want to go towards that, then it is better to buy a GPU based machine. Even that also I don't recommend, because there are some cloud based notebooks are there. We can use that particular cloud based notebooks. Okay, fine, guys. Yes, yeah. Yes, guys, if you have any questions, you can just post your questions. You can speak, you can unmute yourself, and you can speak also, guys.
Hi, sir.
Yes, yes.
This is Sardar.
Yes, Sardar. Hi, good morning.
Actually, which type of we can implement? It's a desktop application or a web-based application? Once we are analyzing these things, sir.
No. I told you clearly, these are not any business applications. They are not at all business applications. We will develop something called as an machine learning models. We are going to develop it. Those machine learning models are going to be converted into APIs. That APIs can be accessible by your business application. The business users will access them. Maybe they can access through desktop application. They may access through the web application. We don't develop any desktop and web applications. Our requirement is only to train a model. Model development only we are going to do that. How to access it, that is going to be depending on your client requirement. We are not bothered about that.
Means we will implement this one, and through web services call we will
we don't call it that. We are going to give it to the front end developers. They will give that. They will take the access of that.
Yeah, that's what, sir. Actually, I'm the full stack developer has a
Okay.
Java,
Mhm.
and I'm thinking like this. We are implementing only API, and front end developer will call that JSON
Obviously.
format, and he will show the
Obviously.
data.
Yes,
Correct, sir?
our model is going to be converted into API by using some kind of an like any Flask framework, etc. We are going to use it, and that will be obviously accessible by maybe a desktop application or mobile application, or anybody can access the APIs.
For this one, we know we have to have some knowledge on
Some knowledge.
microservices.
Yes, a little bit. We don't do that also. That is a little bit. Just if you know that how to convert your model into Flask, or else what we are going to do is we are going to deploy into the cloud services. From there, they are going to be accessing that particular services.
Sir, in cloud, which server we are deploying?
Anything you can do, anything, any cloud storages you can deploy it.
No, that's actually we are deploying in Tomcat server like this. So for this model, where we, which server we have to deploy?
It's a file based only. We don't require anything. It's a file based deployment only. It's not any service based deployment. A file based deployment will be there. Just deploy it into the cloud. They will be accessing. Mostly they will access through the APIs only. There are going to be users that.
Sir, actually, we are deploying AWS for 1 year is free, right, sir? We can use freely for 1 year these APIs, sir, or how?
You can use it. See, it is only for when you go to real applications, they are going to buy. There is not like a free. So for our applications, for our training purpose only, you can deploy it. It will cost you some little bit money, even if you cost it also. It is a free, but how much they will cost you for the small storage? Isn't it? Myself also, I'll use as the cloud. How much money I will pay? 5 rupees, 10 rupees per month, I'll pay it. I don't use that much because it is going to be, they will charge us, but only for training purpose. I'll create the service and I'll going to delete the service after that, once the training is over. So just for a testing purpose, you can do the deployment. Hardly 100 rupees, 200 rupees, we have to pay. That's it, not more than that.
Sir, in the trainings, you will show, right, sir?
Yeah, I'll show you that.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Yeah, guys, any others? If you have any questions?
Sir, good morning.
Yes,
Sandeep this side.
Yeah, Sandeep, yeah.
Sir, actually, I just wanted to know one more thing. As a part of data science, we mostly work on machine learning models and all things. So, moreover, we need to deploy these application later on the part with the help of Flask or any other tool.
Absolutely. Then how? See, it's not the work of a data scientist. Data scientist work is mostly related to data. His work is only related to data analysis and all these things. Once the model development is done, so there are multiple ways to access them, but how the end user is going to be accessing, so that is going to be depends on that. So in the case, if it is required, using some little bit. So we don't learn the Flask here now. What we will do is we'll copy some code from somewhere and you're going to paste it there.
Okay, got it.
I'm not an expert in Flask now. I also don't do that. Okay. So simply what I'm going to do is I'm going to just copy some code. Wherever the changes are required, we'll make the changes and we'll run the code over.
Because in most of the real-time scenarios, the existing machine learning models or the deployment codes we take, and as per our requirement, we do the changes and do the things.
That's it. Yes, that's absolutely.
Yes, sir. And one more question was there. Is sir, beyond that 6:30 a.m. batch, any other batch in recent time you are going to start?
It will be there, but it will take some time. It's not like because already 8 o'clock I have a batch is there.
Yeah.
So 8 to which is going to be 9 o'clock we have the batch. So 6 you are asking after 6:30 or before 6:30?
Yes, sir.
Beyond that.
Actually, I need to travel sometime to office in the morning, and so I was missed that 8 o'clock batch. I had talked with you as well.
Okay.
So in future, in 15 days or month, any batch is going to start
at what time?
In the evening session, evening time.
It will start. The regular batches will be there, but only thing is how much time it will take means it depends on my slots, existing batches, all these things it will be there. But generally for every 1 month we'll start a new batch.
Okay, got it. So right now you are taking two batches, morning and evening for data science.
Yeah, morning 2 batches and evening there is 3 batches are there. 6 o'clock, 8:30 and 9:30. Total 3 batches are there. Morning 2 batches.
Ongoing previous batches.
Yes, all previous batches.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So out of this, which one is the very recent one, sir? Out of this,
I recommend to say if you have a basic knowledge, because I didn't start it. In the case, just I'm recommending you. 8:30 is the best batch because recently it was started.
Okay.
Recently means Number of classes maybe 15 classes happened, but finally the total concept is going to be very small because we started with the Python. Just we have started. Just I'll tell you, it's a conditional control statements has been started. You can imagine what is meaning of conditional control statement has been started.
Yes. Yeah.
So that is
So
8:30 batch
main
was
machine learning part has been not started.
not
in that
started.
one.
It's not at all started at all.
Okay, so thank you very much for the information.
Yeah.
For letting me know.
Yes, guys. Any others? If you have any questions. Okay. So thanks all of you guys. Yeah, I have a one more thing, guys. Yeah, this generally this question comes is like career gap of we have it. I'll do one thing, guys. Just a minute, just because let us talk about that in person. You can talk about them. So I can share you my number, my contact number. I'm going to share you guys. Okay, as well as my email ID also. Okay, so I'm sharing with everyone in the chat window. You can see, guys. Okay, so you can write, you can just text me, or even you can just mail me. You can write a mail, or you can you can just text me in the WhatsApp. Okay, even if you want, we can talk that later, because I can tell you that time, because I'll be busy with some other trainings also, some corporate trainings also going on right now, so a little bit busy. I can tell you that time, but you can text me, guys, on the WhatsApp number, or you can just write a mail to my mail ID. I've shared you my both numbers, guys, my number and email ID. If you have any further questions or any discussions, so please free to reach me out on my either my WhatsApp or either on my email. You can reach me, guys. Okay. Yes, you have a career gap of 4 years. Generally, what you do is, guys, you please directly text me. We can discuss over the WhatsApp personally. Okay, fine, guys. So thanks for today, guys. So it was, I have another session is there. So I'll see you tomorrow at same time, 6:30, guys, 6:30, 6:35. Please join them. I can start the session, and then we'll just continue with some technical aspects tomorrow. Tomorrow and after tomorrow, I'll get some clear understanding about what is data science, and then we can start with our regular classes. We can start with them, guys. Okay, so that's it, guys, for the today's class. Thank you for today, and hope I'll see you tomorrow, same time and same link, guys. Thanks all of you for today, guys.